Welcome to WorldPPG.com. I'm Michael Purdy. I'm here with Brian Tivierge and Jeff Going, and we have a special guest, Branden Oberlin. Branden has been flying for a while and had a little bit of an accident. We're going to talk about that. Branden, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jeff, how are you?
Good to be talking on with you, Michael.
Thank you.
I'm doing very well, and I was out there flying with Branden. Branden, he's a great pilot, and like all of us who enjoy pushing it a little bit, sometimes things can happen.
That's right. And so, Brian, do you want to lead this, or how do you want to do it?
Well, I was actually there at the fly-in when this happened, and I never heard the whole story until recently. And one of the things on the big list, somebody posted a video, which I think you guys have both had a chance to watch.
Right.
But it's the full account of somebody that was flying behind Branden with a video camera during the whole thing, and he managed to record the incident as well as the entire rescue operation, which was really quite interesting to see.
What happened was I was flying in a wide, shallow wash going towards the mountains, and which was headed west. And this is a bad way to go because the canyon walls get higher and narrower, and the terrain gets more rugged. And in the past, I had always flown high towards the mountains, and then when I would fly back towards the lake going east, I would get down low in the washes as they got wider and more open. And this time, I thought I knew it well enough and wasn't too low and whatever. I took the chance, and in a moment of carelessness, I was going along and everything. I mean, the canyon walls weren't that high. It didn't seem dangerous, and canyon was, I don't know, maybe 60 feet wide, maybe 10-foot walls on it. I was down at the ground level, sandy bottom. And I came around a turn, and this is the part you can see in the video that Lance posted. I came around a turn, and I guess what you can appreciate from that video is my vantage point at the ground, looking at that rock wall that I was essentially looking at a dead end from my perspective. And so I knew that it was a corner, a sharp turn, but that it was a hard turn. And at that second I thought, well, do I try to climb over it or do I try to make this turn? And I decided to try to make the turn because I wasn't sure I could climb over it, and I knew that I would be hurt badly or killed if I misjudged that. Whereas in a turn, I would glance off the wall, I'd have a better chance of surviving it. It was a tough call to make in 100 milliseconds or whatever. I didn't have any time to think about it. So I did what I did, which was I made the turn, and I just hoped that there would be a way out on the other side. I mean, by this time I'm sort of panicking, and I'm realizing, oh no, I'm in a bad situation here. I can't really land, and I can't really fly out of it, so I got to try to fly it out. And I make the turn. I miraculously made the first turn by banking it over hard and flying a Spice 25. And then I realized that I was in an even worse situation after making the turn because now I'm in an even sharper turn and it's narrower. And at that point, at the last second, I saw I was going to hit. I picked up my legs and then I was knocked out. And I know from the video what happened was I hit that point up. It was about maybe 12 feet up, 15 feet up, and fell to the ground and kind of rolled a little bit. And so the rest is pretty much in the video, which involved Lance and others helping me, and eventually I got airlifted out to Palm Springs Hospital.
So I've flown that. I've done that canyon run many a times, but like you said, and like you had done successfully, I had done it downhill towards the east. You were flying uphill, and when you're going downhill, the canyon is getting wider as you go, and it's going downhill, so you can easily outclimb it.
Yeah.
But now, and this was the subject of the magazine article in Ultraflight, but apparently I got some things wrong in that. You were being filmed, but you did not know it.
Yeah, I knew Lance was nearby. because we had left at about the same time, and I didn't know he was filming me, but I found out after I crashed that he was. He came down and said, "I got the whole thing on camera." I was like, "Oh, great."
Thanks. If I ever walk again, I'll be sure to push the button.
Wow.
Well, I got to give him a lot of credit for being such an enthusiastic photographer. I mean, at that point, he was showing me the viewing screen and showing me the footage. I said, Lance, I'm not very interested in this right now.
Oh my God.
Maybe we can look at it later.
Let's back up a minute. So, when you hit the ground, how long were you actually knocked out?
I don't think very long. Probably less than a minute.
Right.
Because Lance said that he landed immediately up high when he saw me go down, and he ran to the edge, and he said that he saw me laying there not moving at first, and he thought I was dead.
Oh, man.
And then he saw me start moving around, and honestly, I was amazed. I woke up, with a clear head, and of course my first thought was, okay, how badly am I injured,
Right.
I thought, I'm alive. Okay, I don't see any broken bones. I don't even see any blood. I wasn't even scratched.
Right.
Which is remarkable given the terrain. I mean, it's nothing but sharp rock and cactus.
Right. But you were injured.
But,
I mean, we've got about 3 minutes. So what happened then?
Okay.
How did you feel? Did you feel pain at all? Or
Yeah. You know what? At first, the pain wasn't bad at all. I felt my butt and the lower back felt really sore, but it wasn't that bad. I thought I was going to walk out of there.
Right.
And, initially. And then I unbuckled myself and got out of the harness. Lance helped me out, and then when I tried to stand up, I realized that I had had a back injury. And over the course of the next 2 hours, it got a lot worse.
So when
once
did
that swelling started kicking in. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
So it was getting worse and worse, and then you realized this is a serious back problem. I need to go to the hospital right away.
Yeah.
What injuries did you actually sustain?
The vertebra L5, the very bottom vertebra, was shattered, and the discs above and below it were extruded into the spinal. The discs were smashed such that they were the disc material was pushed into the nerve cord, and the nerve canal had bone shards in it. The vertebra, I mean, it looked like you had hit it with a hammer or something, I mean, it was broken into many pieces.
So you're lucky that you're walking around, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what happened? How long did the treatment take, and you're actually flying again, huh?
Yeah, I am, and that's amazing. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I was there for 5 days before they decided that this surgery to remove the vertebra and replace it with titanium was the way to go. They did that, and then I flew back home to Indianapolis, and I was still using a walker at that time. And over the course of the next 2.5 months, I was in a back brace that was my whole torso.
Wow. And
during that time, the bone regrew. I mean, they took the vertebra out, but they allowed the bone to regrow.
So how are you now? Are you 80%, 100%? How are you feeling?
Yeah. Okay, about maybe 90%.
Right.
80%. It's still challenging to run, but I can do no wind forwards by using the power of the motor. It makes up for my weak running skill.
We got a minute left.
So,
we really have to go at this. It's a hard break. What did you learn from this?
Well, pay attention to where you're flying. I need to leave myself a way out, and you know what? I'm usually really careful about that. I didn't give myself a place to land. I was low in dangerous terrain, and I knew the danger flying towards the mountains, and I thought I would be okay. If I'd have been flying the other way, or if I'd been 20 feet higher, any number of things would have made this story different.
Well, I'm glad you're with us today, and always that you're walking around and you're better, and you're on your way to 100% recovery. But anyway, Branden, thanks for being with us. We really appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for interviewing me.
All right, and I'm Michael Purdy. You're with us at worldppg.com. We'll be right back.